We have been primed over time from thousands of years that beyond a known place is scary place. And so, by thinking the same thought, by making the same choice, and by doing the same thing, that creates the same experience. And that produces the same feeling and emotions. In times, those emotions is going to influence you the very same thought, causes our biology to stay exactly the same. What we do is we provide people with new information, new knowledge, new understanding, new theory, new philosophy. We inspire other people to make new choices, to begin to do new things, break the old habits, and relearn to create new experience and produce new emotions. And in just a matter of months, people begins to upregulate the genes that begin to heal their body and change their body functions just by changing the way they think and changing the way they act and changing the way they feel. The problem is the brain and the body lock in the past for most people, clinging to the norm and familiar where the body has been conditioned to be the mind. The moment the person decides to do something different or make a different choice, they feel uncomfortable because they left the norm and they left the unfamiliar. If the body has been conditioned to be the mind, the body, the servant is now the master, and it wants to return it back to the familiar territories. As we step out of the unknown and we feel that discomfort, the uncertainty, and not being able to predict the next moment, the body begins to influence the mind, and we start to hear the same thoughts. And if we respond to that thought, that is hardwired in the brain, and we accept it, we believe it, we surrender to it without even saying, is that the truth? The same thought is going to lead to the same behavior, same character, same thinking, which create the same result, experiences, which produce the same feeling and the same emotion. And this person is going to say, this feels right to be me. But all it is saying that it feels familiar. And as the process of change is to become conscious of your unconscious thought. And the more conscious of you become of your unconscious thought, the less you will go unconscious to them in your waking days. So what is healing? A lot of people come to me and say, what is healing? People come to the work with different reasons. They come to heal. They come to find love. They come to get beyond their past and their trauma. They come for their wealth and they come for abundance. What people really come for is wholeness. When you see the brain and the heart coherence, this union of the heart and the brain, there is a sense of wholeness. There is a sense of healing. If you heal your heart, you heal your mind. When people finally break free from the chains of emotions that live day to day on a daily basis, and when they break free from their habits, even in the way they speak, when they overcome their hardwired belief that they thought over and over again and accept them without even analyze them, when they overcome that programming, that wholeness that they feel is the healing. They're no longer waiting for their health to change, for them to feel gratitude and whole. They actually understood when they feel gratitude and wholeness, that's when their healing begins. Anything to cause us to move out of the state within us, a reactions or response from someone or something in our life that would move us from the state of grace. If you are truly in the journey of change or healing, you would think about how you would respond differently to that person, to that circumstances the next time, so you would not lose that feeling. Because you would no longer be signaling the same gene in the same way the moment you feel familiar emotion. Because you would be signaling the old genes. The person who understands the what they are doing and why. That if I live by this emotion state every single day, the environment signal the gene. The end product of any experience in the environment is an emotion. If I live by this emotion, I could signal the genes ahead of the environment, and I could actually change my health, change my life. This is when meditations no longer become have to. It is when meditations become so practical, because the person is going to rehearse their mind how they are going to think in their day and what they are going to believe, and they are going to repeat it enough time. And a belief is just a thought you keep thinking over and over again until it is hardwired in your brain. They are going to review that belief and keep firing and wiring it together. They're going to change the way they respond to that coworker, to that boss, to that spouse, to that children, to that news. They're going to change their response, and they're going to rehearse in their mind. The mental rehearsal is the changes, the brain to look like it already happened. They're going to say, I am going to feel this feeling. If it takes me 100 times today to feel this feeling, I am going to bring it up 100 times over and over again. So I get to be so good at feeling it that I can bring it up whenever I want and stop from defaulting. When people do that, it is the overcoming process and the becoming process. Overcoming the survival emotion, overcoming those programming, overcoming those habituation. So many people, when they actually become so happy with themselves, so in love with themselves, so grateful with life, they no longer identify with their health condition. That was the moment it went away. When you ask that person, where is that disease or the feeling of sadness or lack, they would actually tell you that it is in that old person, not in me now. They heal themselves by changing themselves. They're happy with themselves now, and they do not want to be anybody else. I'll see you in my next video.